Taking a look at some of our Alaska headlines for this Thursday, June 29th, 2017. We've got not just one, but two Bogoslof eruptions in the last couple of days, sending ash clouds miles above the Aleutians. They're saying that this might be indicative of something even bigger to come. New abortion regulations are being written for the state of Alaska. Planned Parenthood has been pushing for it since a new law was passed, which basically makes it so that only a specific type of doctor in a specific type of environment can perform abortions past the second trimester. Anyway, we'll be keeping an eye on that for you. The Anchorage Assembly okayed a new pot shop right downtown over the objections of a number of other business owners who are afraid that they're afraid we might see a lot of pot shops downtown. And the Assembly assured them, look, we're going to take a look at each one of them individually, and we're only going to approve them on a case-by-case basis. The Georgeson Botanical Garden near UAF is coping with plant thefts this year. They said it's been an occasional problem, but this year they've seen a number of incidents where people have been brazenly not just harvesting the plants, taking the fruit or vegetables, but in some cases digging up the plants and taking the entire plants with them. And they just want to remind everybody, these are experimental gardens. They're not meant to be on people's tables, at least not until after they've worked all the kinks out of these vegetables and whatnot. The Alaska Legislature is likely going to quit for the summer without having a fiscal plan or even a capital budget, something which we've talked about before, how without the capital budget, that means that the construction projects are not going to be going forward, which means that all of these companies that depend on government contracts to do the construction work will not be having the work, which means they won't be getting paid, which means they're going to have to lay more people off because the legislature basically is tired. Alaskans rallied in downtown Anchorage on Tuesday, urging lawmakers to vote no on the GOP health care bill. Of course, these rallies have happened in a number of different places around the United States. In this case, they were targeting Murkowski and Sullivan. The 42-foot vessel down in Juneau, the Whimsea, sank after a possible arson case. The witness said that he woke up with his own boat feeling pretty warm. He looked out and he saw his neighboring vessel completely in flames. Some other Good Samaritan went out and untied a bunch of the other boats which were in the dock there, and then took a skiff and rounded them up and tied them off away from the fire. They said otherwise it would have likely turned into a major conflagration, and they would have lost a whole bunch of boats and possibly the dock itself in Juneau. The number of bear sightings around the state, obviously higher than usual. Part of it, people seem to be hypersensitive to the fact that there were a couple of maulings. Actually, there have been, 4 or 5 maulings down the last couple of weeks. 2 of them were fatal. And the police in Anchorage are telling people, look, just because you see a bear doesn't mean you should call 911. Only call 911 if the public is in immediate danger. They say you should call the regular police line because they do want to know where the bears are. They just don't want to have to respond with the emergency line. You're tying up the lines for real emergencies. A number of other stories we don't have time for, but I will tell you this. A number of big-name retailers that have been rumored to be going to Anchorage, including Trader Joe's and Wholesale Foods and Wago. None of those are true. We don't know who's been putting up these signs, but it's just simply not true, unfortunately. If you'd like to get more of those stories that I mentioned, we've got 30 to 40 minutes audio form, which I send out every single morning, Monday through Friday, to my paid subscribers. You want to be a part of that, send me an email. I will send you a sample, steve@radiofreespeech.com.